It's the Kyle Hyman Show on Redeemer Radio.
This is Kyle Hyman, and joining us to talk about theologyofthebody.com, the Core Project, the Made for More events, and a really cool resource that walks you through the weekly mass readings and ties in Theology of the Body with it, is Christopher West. Thanks for being here, Christopher.
Kyle, so glad to be with you and your listeners.
So I'm kind of curious, if you were not a Christian and didn't know anything about Theology of the Body, what would you be doing for a living?
That's a very interesting way to put it. And I can tell you what I wanted to be doing when I was a teenager. I was in a lot of rock bands. I was a drummer, then I was a lead singer and a guitarist. And I was pursuing a music career, actually, when I discovered the Theology of the Body in 1993. And my life took a radically different direction. I had no idea I would spend my life doing this work. I knew then, when I discovered this teaching, I felt like I discovered the cure for the world's cancer. And when you find something that big, you can't sit on it. You got to tell people about it. So that's what I've been doing for the last 25 or whatever many years it's been.
Yeah, besides the cure for cancer, what would be your elevator pitch for what Theology of the Body is?
Theology of the Body is about how our bodies tell the divine love story. Right? The whole Bible can be summed up in 5 words. God wants to marry us. And he wanted this eternal marital plan to be so plain to us, he stamped an image of it right in our bodies by making us male and female and calling the two to become one flesh. As St. Paul says, this union in one flesh is a great mystery, and it tells God's love story. It tells the story of Christ's love for the church. That's what it's all about. Our bodies are not only biological, they're theological. They tell a divine love story.
So how would you explain that to somebody who is not Christian?
Yeah, so we start right where Jesus starts. The first words out of the mouth of Jesus in the Gospel of John are not follow all these rules or you're going to hell. This is not our faith. That's what people think the faith is.
Right.
No, the first words out of the mouth of Jesus in the Gospel of John are these. What are you looking for? What do you want? The catechism itself begins with a discussion about desire. What is this ache we all feel in the depths of our bones for something, right? In the words of the prophet Bruce Springsteen, everybody's got a hungry heart.
Yeah.
What is that hunger? And why can't Mick Jagger get no satisfaction? This man tries and he tries and he tries. I want to propose that the reason we have this hunger, but we rarely find satisfaction, is because it's a hunger for the infinite. It's a hunger for something beyond this world. And that means if we take our hunger for the infinite to the things of this world, we're going to be disappointed. Christianity is not telling us starve. It's not a starvation diet. It's an invitation to a wedding feast, a feast of love that really corresponds to the hunger. Kyle, I don't know about you, but if that's real, let me in, because I'm hungry. I've got this burning, aching hunger in me that won't quit. This is why I'm Catholic, because it holds out this promise of bread come down from heaven.
Yeah.
Like there is a food that can satisfy the hungry heart. If that's real, I want it.
Well, and speaking of the Mass, you have broken down the readings for Cycle C, which so it started in Advent with the new liturgical year, and you break down the readings and tie in Theology of the Body with the Mass readings. What was your process for that? Do you take a look at them and say, all right, how can I fit Theology of the Body in this? Did you have to kind of stretch sometimes to make the connection?
No, that's not it at all. It's rather Theology of the Body is like a pair of glasses that we put on that makes the whole Bible sing. See, the biblical story from beginning to end, it's a love story. It's a marriage proposal. It's what the whole story is. The Bible begins with a marriage in a paradise. It ends with a marriage in a heavenly paradise. Right in the middle of the Bible is the great erotic love poetry of the Song of Songs. And it's the favorite book in the Bible of all the mystics. Why? Why do they love this erotic love poetry? because it gives them a language to describe their interior experience of union with God. See, when we wear these glasses, Scripture comes alive. When we wear these glasses, the Word really takes on flesh. This is what our faith is. We have this total mistaken notion that theology of the body is kind of this footnote in the Christian life. No. Theology of the body, in the broad sense of the phrase, it's what our faith is. Our faith is faith in the incarnation. Our faith is faith in the Word made flesh. The body tells the divine story. This is what theology of the body is all about. This is what our faith is all about. This is what Christmas is all about. If you believe in Christmas, you believe in the theology of the body. But here's the sad thing. We go to Mass, and if we don't have the right glasses on, or we don't have the right disposition to hear or understand what's going on, we kind of go through the motions, and it becomes kind of a religious ritual that we do because, well, I don't know, I was raised Catholic, and it's kind of what you do. Oh my gosh, when you put the glasses on and you start to see what the Mass really is, when you put these I don't know what the analogy might be, but whatever might give you proper hearing, it's a hearing aid, right? You put these hearing aids on, and you're going to hear the gospel proclaimed like you've never heard it before. You're going to hear the words of the Mass like you've never heard them before, and the faith is going to take on flesh. That's why we call this book Word Made Flesh, and it's, as you said, Kyle, it's a reflection on the Sunday readings, and there'll be 3 volumes because there are 3 cycles in the liturgical calendar, right? Going through the readings of Mass, it takes 3 years to go through them. Mm-hmm. So Cycle C just came out, and then Cycle A comes out next year, and then Cycle B comes out the year after that to take us through the whole 3-year cycle wearing these glasses so that the Mass comes alive and the Word is made flesh in our own lives.
We're talking with Christopher West. The book that we're talking about is Word Made Flesh, a companion to the Sunday readings, Cycle C, which, by the way, has an endorsement on the front cover, like the outside cover, from our local bishop, Bishop Rhodes. And so check this out. It digests the readings. Can you give us a sample of what would be a connection that we could make in one of the Advent readings that we've heard recently?
We're reading about Zechariah, and the angel Gabriel comes to Zechariah, right? So his wife isn't able to have a child. He's a priest. He's in the sanctuary. He's in the sanctuary doing his priestly duty in there with the offering of incense, and an angel comes to him, right? So why does Zechariah have Gabriel come to him in the sanctuary? And then when the angel Gabriel comes to Mary, she's in the lowly town of Nazareth, just going about her daily duties, and the angel shows up. So what's going on here? Here's a little window. When you put these glasses on, you begin to recognize that the priest is the bridegroom, and when he goes into the sanctuary, where is he? He's in the Holy of Holies. This is the encounter with God. The Jewish temple is actually, I know it sounds strange if you don't really think this way, but the Jewish temple, the Holy of Holies, this is all modeled after the mystery of a woman's womb. This is the place of encounter. Mary's just not in a temple. Why is Mary not in a temple when the angel comes to her? Because Mary is the temple. Because her womb is about to become the Holy of Holies. And what's going to happen here with Mary? So Zechariah and Elizabeth come together in the normal way, right? As a husband and a wife. And that's how John the Baptist comes. But something different happens with Mary. She opens her longing as a bride, not to an earthly bridegroom. She opens her longing as a bride to the heavenly bridegroom. And she conceives God's own son virginally. Virginity here is not a negation of sexuality. Virginity demonstrates the ultimate goal and purpose of our sexuality, which is to lead us to eternal union with God. Kyle, I could go on and on and on. This is just a little snippet of what happens when we put these glasses on. The whole story comes alive, and we see it as a wedding song. The whole Bible is a wedding song.
Well, again, that book is Word Made Flesh. It's a companion to the Sunday readings, and go check it out. Cycle C is out and available right now. But also, you've got so much going on. But the Theology Body Institute has merged with the Core Project, which we've talked to you in the past about the Core Project. But can you talk about what this merger means?
Sure. So I started with some colleagues 15 years ago, the Theology of the Body Institute, We offer week-long courses that unfold the riches of the theology of the body. We've had over 6,000 people come through these courses over the years. I encourage any listeners out there, if you want to really, really dive deep, then go to tobinstitute.org and look at the class schedule. We offer about 9 classes a year. And I urge you, come take 5 days with us. Take some time away from your life in a retreat setting and really immerse yourself. I was just named this last August the president of the Theology of the Body Institute with the merger of the Core Project, which is now the outreach arm of the Theology of the Body Institute. And we're also offering some online formation these days. We have a new membership program. So you can learn about that to get online formation in this vision, really to immerse yourself in it. This is the answer to the crisis going on in the church right now, Kyle. We all know there's a crisis in the church, and we know it's of a sexual nature. The enemy is after our sexuality precisely so that we cannot see how our sexuality is meant to lead us to heaven. And John Paul II gave us this theology of the body to untwist the lies of the modern world, to redirect our bodies and our sexuality towards the ultimate truth of our heavenly destiny. And this online formation we give will really help you dive into it. So theologyofthebody.com is where you can learn about this new community of men and women from around the world who together are learning, living, and sharing this theology of the body really and truly to make a difference in the church and the world.
All right. Well, we've covered Word Made Flesh, the book, and we've talked about the merger between the Theology of the Body Institute and Core Project. Just tell people, get your pens ready if you missed the website because it's coming around again, and I'll put all these links in the show notes as well. But also want to make sure people know, too, about the Made for More events.
Yeah, Made for More is one of our main outreaches in terms of bringing this message to your area. The Made for More idea is that we have this hunger in our hearts, but we're made for more than what the world's holding out to us. And the goal is to reflect together. It's an evening presentation that you can bring to your parish. It's a ticketed event, so it doesn't cost money to host it at your parish. The tickets go to support the global mission of getting this message out there. And it's a beautiful, beautiful artistic evening of reflecting on beauty together. There's live music, we have big screens, and we show video clips and movie clips, and it's just a reflection together on the deepest hungers of our hearts and where we're meant to take them. It's a reflection on the beauty of creation, and it's like learning to see creation as a love song, learning to see that God's love song is everywhere. Why are you attracted to a sunset? Why are you attracted to flowers? Why are you attracted to the beach? What is it in God's creation that stirs your heart and awakens your heart? These are all ways God is wooing us into this dance, into this love song. And the Made for More event is really about entering into that love song and learning how to sing back, learning how to dance in step with it. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done over 25 years of doing this work. So if you're interested in that, you can learn more. You can just Google Made for More Christopher West, or you can go to the Core Project website, which is corproject.com, corproject.com, and click on events.
And you talk a lot about beauty. You've talked a lot about different songs that have different meanings to them, movies you've broken down. Do you have a particular piece of art, whether it be a visual thing or a song or something that you think is the most beautiful or the most truthful piece of art?
Wow, that would be hard to narrow it down, but I'll tell you a story. Just right before I got on this interview, I was driving back from Mass, and I put my iTunes on shuffle, and up pops this song by Peter Gabriel called The Blood of Eden. The Blood of Eden by Peter Gabriel. Look up this song. I was moved to tears. I mean, I've heard the song hundreds of times, but there's certain moments when the music strikes you in a new way, in a deeper way, and it's all about this longing we have for union, and it traces it the whole way back to Eden and our creation as male and female, and it is a powerfully beautiful reflection on this union we all long for and how it's meant to point us to heavenly mysteries. So you caught me right in that moment, so I have to answer that right now. If you ask me next week, I might quote Springsteen or something else. But this song really, really just struck me in a new and profound and deep way. I'd encourage anybody to give it a prayerful listen.
Yeah, I will have to do that. Well, thank you so much. I encourage people to check out theologyofthebody.com. Also, Core Project, like you said, corproject.com. And you can get the events there, as well as there's a store. You can get the Word Made Flesh, the companion to the Sunday readings. Also, I'm sure it's available wherever you get books, but check it out. Thank you so much, Christopher West, for joining us today and sharing a little bit more about Theology of the Body with us.
Kyle, great to be with you and your listeners. I wish everyone a beautiful, blessed Christmas season as it approaches.